Reader's Theater. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Before we begin, I'll let you know what Reader's Theater is. What Reader's Theater is our celebration of literacy, classroom by classroom, the focus on reading and expression, and reading fluency, and performance. And what I really enjoyed, and I hope you enjoy too, is how each classroom made this project their very own. So I hope you are here and you will enjoy over the course of 2 days. There'll be some fiction stories and nonfiction, some poetry and some humor. But most of all, hopefully you'll have a lot of fun, and the students will be able to show off their talents and their creativity. So thank you. Before starting the program, I always like to start with thank yous so I don't forget to say thank yous. And a lot of people helped make this project happen. A big thank you to Eddie and his team for setting up our theater, Mr. Lloyd for sound. We had a Reader's Theater committee that was meeting in fall that I really appreciate. Jennifer, Ms. Johns, Christina, Isabel, thank you very much. Thank you to the O&M staff. They're helping our students transition on and off our stage safely, so thank you so much. We have a positive panel committee. We don't have, this isn't like the Brill Bee that will happen next year that has trophies and prizes. This is more of a celebration of literacy, but we thought it would be fun to have a panel, kind of like American Idol, where after the students perform, they hear some positive feedback from 4 staff members on our campus. Miss Christina, Miss Cindy Davis, who's one of our short course teachers, Miss Johns, and Miss Jennifer. And then a huge, huge, huge thank you to all the individual classrooms. I know this took some creativity in scheduling because a lot of our students have multiple activities during the day. It took a lot of creativity finding text and information that was accessible both in print and braille. And it also takes bravery. There's been different students that this is their first time speaking in front of a microphone, and I'm real proud of you for your bravery and your trying something new and having an adventure. As well, I'm proud of the students that are very excited to get out here and be a good leader for their classrooms and enjoy the moment. So without further ado, we are going to start our performance today with Miss Holland's class, reading Tuesday by Neil Gaiman. Please welcome Miss Holland's class, supported by Mrs. Hody's class.
Hi everybody and welcome. So doing our first reading performance today, I'm Miss Holland. Our first reading performance today, we have Jesus from Miss Holland's class, Jose from Miss Holland's class, Micah from Miss Hody's class, Mateo from Miss Holland's class, and Maria from Miss Holland's class.
Hello and welcome. This is Miss Hody. I wanted to introduce my students who are going to do the second story, 3 Billy Goes Gruff. And that's going to be Jenny, Christian, and Samantha.
Ed.
Thank you so much, Miss Holland's class. I loved your performance. Please stay seated while we hear from our positive panel. Oh my gosh, readers, I am so blown away by that performance. Do you get my joke? Because the circus blew away. I really liked how you guys were all following along with the story so that you knew when your parts started, and you all spoke so clearly that I knew exactly what you were talking about in the story. Nice job.
Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Johns. That was amazing. I really liked how you clearly had practiced a lot and you were great about waiting until it was your turn and then reading your part very clearly. So, great job.
Hello, Miss Holland's class. This is Jennifer. What an excellent job you did. All your hard work has paid off. I want to say the narration was nice and slow and clear. Everybody, both of our narrators, yes, give yourselves a big hand. One of the things that, two things that Readers Theater, we were working on with Readers Theater, one was cooperation, and I loved how this whole class worked together. And another thing we were working on is presentation, and your presentation was very professional, so thank you very much. Handing the mic to Christina.
It's Miss Christina. You guys were amazing. I really love that. Chew. It was amazing, you guys.
Thank you. Big hand for Miss Holland's class. Thank you very much. Now, for our next wonderful presentation, please welcome Miss Hodey's class, reading The Three Billy Goats Gruff, retold by Mac Barnett, supported by Miss Holland's class.
Hello everybody, I just want to reintroduce the readers and also give credit to Micah for his read. He's in my class, but he was reading in Braille today. That is not his primary medium, and that's why he was reading with the younger students. So, bravo. So now we're going to have Jenny, Christian, and Samantha reading Three Billy Goats Gruff.
The Three Billy Goats Gruff, retold by Mac Barnett, reimagined by Christian, Jenny, and Samantha. Once upon a time, there was a bridge, and beneath that bridge, there lived a troll.
It's moi!
The troll would sit in the mud and rubble and trash, listening, waiting, hoping for someone to cross the bridge above his head.
I am a troll. I live to eat. I love the sound of hooves and feet and paws and claws on cobblestone. For that's the sound.
The troll used a filthy fingernail to scrape the wax out of his ears. All he'd eaten lately was a leather boot and some goop he'd found in his belly button. He was practically starving. Click, clop, click, clop. Went the bridge above his head. The troll scrambled to his feet and climbed into the light, crying.
Who seeks to reach the grassy ridge? Who dares to walk across my bridge?
A little goat stood there, quivering. It's only me, a billy goat. My last name's Gruff. The troll began to dance and stomp.
I love goat. On goat I'll dine. On goat I'll sup. You little goat, I will eat you up.
Please, no, you don't want to eat me. There's hardly any bones. There's hardly any meat on my bones. The troll squinted. Now that he mentioned this goat did look kind of stringy. The little goat smiled. If you let me cross, I'll tell you a secret. Soon my big brother will come this way, and he is much fatter and tastier than I am.
Your big brother, huh?
He tugged the long hair that grew from his chin.
Okay, you're my boss.
And the first billy goat trotted, click, clop, click, clop. Across the bridge, down below, the troll chuckled to himself.
I can't believe my trick that got into telling me about his big brother. I'm so smart and funny and handsome.
Click, clop, click, clop. Went the bridge above his head. The troll scrambled to his feet and climbed into the light, crying.
Who seeks to reach the grassy ridge? Who dares to walk across my bridge?
It was another goat.
It's only me, the second of the billy goat's gruff.
The troll was glad to see this goat was not so small. He clapped his hands together and squealed.
I love goat. On goat I'll dine. On goat I'll sup. You little goat, I'll eat you up.
Please, you don't want to eat me.
The troll frowned.
Why not? You look delicious.
The second goat smiled.
I would only spoil your appetite for if you let me cross. I'll tell you a secret. Soon my big brother will come this way, and he is much fatter and tastier than I am.
Your big brother, huh? I'd sure love to see that.
He twirled his chin hair around his finger,
Okay, you may pass.
and the second billy goat trotted. Click, clop, click, clop. Across the bridge, crouching down there in the dark, the troll was bursting with anticipation.
I can't. This third brother sounds positively mouth-watering. I can't wait to eat him.
The troll picked at a scab. Click, clop, click, clop. Went the bridge. The troll began drooling.
Oh my! Here we go!
He scrambled to his himself up as tall as he could, coughed, and said in a voice that sounded quite small,
I'll heal you up, little goat.
The goat laughed, lowered his horns, and stamped his hoof.
No, you will not.
And the third billy goat gruff rammed into the troll, who flew off the bridge into the rapids and over the waterfall, which was known as the Big Waterfall. Then he went over the huge waterfall. And then came the waterfall we call the really enormous waterfall. Splash.
Splash.
The troll floated down the river around the bend.
Goodbye, Frog.
Where he ended up, I can't really say. I've never gone that far. There are too many mosquitoes. As for the third goat, he trotted, clip, clop, clip, clop, and joined his brothers on the grassy bridge. The three billy goats gruff are still there today, eating all they want, getting nice and fat. You can go visit them and say hello. All you have to do is cross the bridge. The end.
Thank you so much, Miss Cody's class, supported by Miss Holland's class, for your wonderful, wonderful rendition of the Three Billy Goats Gruff. Wonderful. Please stay seated. And it's time for the positive panel.
All right, Miss Cody's class, this is Mrs. Johns. Wow, that was amazing. I want to compliment each of you. Jenny, I love how you, when you were the narrator, you were very clear and kind of a very kind of serious voice, but then you were able to have your playful, fun voice when you were one of the goats. So that was really well done. Christian, you were very engaging. That was very fun. I could picture your troll falling over the waterfall, and it looked like you were having a lot of fun doing this. So good job. And Samantha, I just want to say, you've only been here at CSB for what, a week or two? So you came in kind of late, and you just jumped right in, and you were wonderful in your role. And so good job. We're proud of you for getting up there and doing it. All of you, excellent.
Miss Hody's class, this is Jennifer. I was able to do a lot of rehearsals with you, and I know back when we started, I said to Kristen and Jenny, wow, this is a big story with a lot of responsibility for both of you. Really two very important parts, narrating and the troll, and you two really knocked it out of the park. And I also, Mrs. Johns, was super impressed with Samantha. Nobody in this audience would know that Samantha only had a few rehearsals with this group. Christian, I felt like those waterfalls were amazing. I could hear you getting further and further away. Really, really nicely done. And I want to give a shout out to our support, our sound effects support from Miss Holland's class. I could hear those goats getting bigger. I love the waterfall effects that you did. So what wonderful support you did for this story that was had only a few readers, but a lot of support. Really, really well done. Very, very good job. This is Reader's Theater, folks. You did it. You absolutely did it. Handing the mic to Christina.
It's Christina. Jenny, I love that you switched. your voice from serious to your British accent. I didn't realize it, but it was perfect match. Christian, I love it how you projected. You were loud, you were confident, and I like the waterfalls switch. You were very into it. And Samantha, I didn't, like I just met you. I did just met you. And amazing. And background, Miss Holland's class, amazing. Background, on point, great.
Hi, Miss Hody's class, it's Miss Cindy. I want to agree with everything that's been said on this panel first off. But something I noticed that you guys did really well as a part of your performance, both you, Miss Hody's class, and you, Miss Holland's class, as your backup sound, is you played a lot with sound effects. So when you got louder, we felt like you were closer. When you used accents, we knew that you were different characters. That waterfall with the rain stick, Christian, what a great idea. We really knew that you were going over the water at that time. I am so impressed with how you guys played with the sound to really put us in that story with you. And I feel like I followed right along. I was right there at that waterfall. I was watching those goats go over the bridge above me. I was watching Christian the troll go over that waterfall. It was really well done. I'm very impressed.
All right, thank you very much. Miss Holland and Miss Hody's class are going to exit the stage and receive some assistance from their teachers and from the O&M staff. When they exit the stage, Miss Andy's class will enter the stage. And so we'll wait just a minute to make sure everyone's comfortable and ready to go.
class? Rest? Miss Annie said they are transitioned and ready to go. Okay, so we're ready to begin. Please welcome our next performance, the Enrique story by Miss Annie's class.
Hello everybody. So up here on stage, we've got people in different places, but the students are going to take turns narrating. We are doing some parts of a story called Enrique's Journey. It's a book that some of these guys read in school last year, and we picked our favorite parts of the book, and they wrote scripts for those scenes, and we practiced those scripts, and now they are ready to present to you. So they will be taking turns narrating and acting out the scenes. So we have Anaya, Evan, Kaylee, Tanner, Ivan, and Arturo. Thank you very much.
Enrique's journey. At the beginning of this story, Enrique is 5 years old. He is living with his mother and his grandmother in Honduras, Mexico. He is sitting on the floor playing with his toys, and his mother approaches his grandmother with bags in her hand.
Mother, I'm leaving to the United States for work, and I'll be back in here.
Wait, you can't go. How about your family? How about your children? It's not safe traveling all that way.
Mother, I'll send you back home when I get from work. I should be alone.
How about you? How could we?
Readers Theater. Thank you. Please remain standing, and it's time for the positive panel.
Hello, Andy's class. This is Jennifer. Wow, that was really powerful. Evan, I have to ask, that beating was pretty intense. Can you reassure us that you are actually okay? All right, Evan's giving us a thumbs up. I don't think Evan was hurt in the intense pool noodle beating. Wow, the thing I really loved about this Readers Theater presentation was the cooperation. I loved that everybody took a turn narrating. I could see some reading happening. I could see some Braille reading happening from some of our narrators, and that was really awesome. I also loved your use of props and your use of space, and thank you very much.
It's Miss Christina, and I liked your original take on the story. I liked how Evan took a major role as Enrique. I like how
Hey, Andy's class, it's Miss Cindy. I just wanted to really compliment you on doing something really original today. So rather than taking a story as it was, you all worked together to create that script and turn it into a play for us so that we could watch you acting out those scenes. And I noticed that you guys were really doing a nice job of cooperating with each other. There was a couple of times you were reminding each other where props were, where different cues were. You were really working together nicely. And you did something for me today. I had never heard this story, and you made me want to read it, which tells me that your performance was excellent because it made me more curious about this topic. So really well done.
And this is John's. I was just thinking about what Cindy was saying about how I know you took your favorite parts. Andy said you took your favorite parts of the story or the book or that you read, and then you made your own script and gave us the highlights. And so I am very curious about the rest of the story too. And I can tell you put a lot of work into it. And same thing other panel members said about really working together and supporting one another. So very good. Thank you.
Thanks again, Miss Annie's class. I really appreciate it. Okay, next we have a surprise performance. This is from actually a staff member who we all know because he works in every single classroom we have. He's super relied on at the school and a super positive member at the school. And he's also a very talented member at the school. When you choose your content for Readers Theater, it can, as you've seen, it can be a nonfiction story, a rhyming story, poetry, some other recipes, whatever your class decides. And we actually have a staff member here on campus who is also a poet. And, oh, I heard the name. Yeah. So please give our very own Joe a huge round of applause.
Hi everybody. How are you? I've been writing poetry since about 1983. And I did it just because I like literature and I like the way poetry sounds. And I've been mostly inspired by these poets that call themselves beat poets. And I like them because they break the rules. Poetry has very strict forms, but they decided, nah, I'm just gonna write the way I feel because it sounds right to me. And so I try to experiment with both. And so some people, when they meet me, they go, "Oh, are you a poet?" And I say, "No, I'm a literary vato loco." And they say, "Well, don't you write poems?" I say, "No, I write word murals. Because I like to leave impressions in people's brains." And so over the years, I've been writing and writing and writing, and I've written maybe 1,000 poems, and some go into magazines, some go into little books. And I've been invited to read at Harvard and Stanford and UC Berkeley and different universities and community events and that kind of thing. So I just enjoy it. So it feels really good to me. And I don't do it because I want to be famous and rich, because you'll always be poor if you're a poet anyway. I write because I enjoy it. And that's the best kind of writing, because you enjoy it, because you feel good about what you write. And when you share with people, if you go to some places, people plot. Other people, those are the cool people, right? So I wanted to say that I want to thank Karen for setting this up, because she's helping us all expand our minds by using a useful tool, which is writing in whatever form you use, written, print, or braille. And you get to share your ideas creatively. And I think that's a wonderful thing for everybody to do. I want to say I'm really proud to have been here for 10 years as a substitute teacher. Some of you don't know, but my daughter was a student here for many years, and she graduated a few years ago. And so we're really proud. And she also has a creative talent. And before I became a teacher here, I worked many years as an elementary school teacher in kindergarten, first and second grade mostly. And then I taught adults in prison and jail for a couple of years, men and women. And so all those experiences have been really great for me. So, but teaching here, I love everybody here. I just love being here. I just love being with you. And I stay happy, and I'm old, but I still feel good. So when I speak and when I write, and I tell people I communicate in 3 languages: English, Spanish, and Spanglish. That's the way my family brought us up, Spanglish. So I'm going to read about being a teacher. And I'm going to read a few poems about my experiences teaching young children. And I don't know how many of you know this, but sometimes students don't know why this adult spends all day with them. So I decided to write a poem about that. I call it an innocent query. That's like a question on your mind. They must have thought that I was this grown-up guy with nothing else to do, or that I just enjoy hanging out with niños all day, spending my time tying their shoelaces, getting them to pay attention, reading cuentos with them, helping them spell palabras, and learning their nombres. Maybe they just thought that I have free days every single day, which I could devote to them, or that I'm just a grown-up playmate. Or maybe it was just simply an innocent query when they asked me, "Do you have a job?" And this next one was when my students finished kindergarten. I was so proud of them. I wanted to let them know how proud I was of them. And I said, "You know what? When you first got here, You were so little. Comiendo libritos. Al principio, los niñitos eran tan chiquititos como ratoncitos, con sus cuerpecitos pequeñitos. Tenían hambre, pobrecitos, pero comenzaron a comer libritos para satisfacer sus apetitos. Y echaron libritos, comieron libritos bonitos llenos de palabras y dibujitos, hasta que llenaron sus cuerpecitos con palabras y cuentitos. Y ya no son chiquitos, ahora son estudiantitos. In English, it's called eating little books. At first, the little children were very, very tiny, like little mice, with their little bodies, very little bodies. They were hungry though, poor little things, so they started eating little books to satisfy their appetites. And they cried little shouts, and they ate pretty little books full of letters and drawings until they filled their little bodies with words and little stories. And then they were no longer little ones. They became little students. Thank you. I'm going to share one more poem. I read this one here at the talent show once, but a lot of people like this, so I brought it back. And this is when I try to teach students about how something you read actually means something else. So I call this animal behavior. Once, there was a cool cat who was really a dog when it came to chicks, who called him a snake for being such a worm. That turkey was a real rat who lived like a pig and ate like a horse. He was a fishy character who dogged everyone because he was such a weasel and a leech, which ticked me off. That bird brain really bugged me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. How about one more round of applause? Joe, on your own positive panel. Ever since I knew you were a poet, I've always wanted to hear some of your selections, and all of them A+. Super funny and witty and charming, and guess what? You'll probably be asked to do this again if you don't mind, because that was great. All three of our classrooms, way to go. Way to go. I think you met the task. You met the reading expression, you met the fluency, you definitely met the performance. And I loved watching in the wings how much you were interacting as a community, which was so cool. Your class is its own little mini community in our much larger CSB community. So, way to go. Very impressive.